Hi everyone, Ray from Pro String again with another racket restringing tutorial. As you can see, today's racket will be a tennis racket. I say today's racket, but I mean, we're on a 7th tutorial, which is cool, real cool. A Wilson tennis racket, and to be precise, it is the Wilson Clash 100 Tour. So I believe this is the heavier option, and if I'm not mistaken, it weighs in at about 310. Wilson Clash Tour, 16-19 stringing pattern. I don't like this racket when it comes to, well, actually, I just find that the Clash line is so flimsy. That's why you probably didn't see anybody on tour using it, not even with the paint jobs. Yeah, even if it was the Clash paint job, it just did not make it into the hands of the pros. It's more of a club racket. It's very very flimsy. It's not a sturdy racket. So if you're a club player, you could love it potentially. But anyway, 16-19. We got our 2 main strings down the middle, 8 strings to each side minus 1. This gives us 7. We need to measure 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to measure the other side with this side we just measured, which you can't fit against the frame. There you go, just pretty simple stuff, at least until now. Cut yourself a nice sharp edge. This is the Pro String pure multi-filament in 125 gauge. Per prior. Client always strings with us, 55 pounds. And that's what he's gonna get, 55 pounds, perfect. Make sure our camera is rolling. Oh yeah. I could, I guess, use the selfie mode, but I'm not sure the quality. I'm sure it's much better than what I had. But if anyone knows, and if anyone's quite IT and they know about phones, is the camera the same on the selfie camera to the normal one? If you know, leave us, drop us a comment in the comment box. Right, as always guys, 3 to each side. Very important to compensate your tension, string symmetrically, and don't just string one side and then the other. That can cause you some significant problem with the racket, warping, deforming, etc. So always be nice to your racket, or for that matter, to your client's racket. Okay, well that was 3 to each side, and then another 3 to this side. And now our 6th. our parnell knot, make one single simple knot and then another one, but instead of outside of the knot, you're going to come back through the first knot that you did originally, and that is classed as a parnell knot. There you have it. Right, our 7th main on this side, only 2 more to go on this side. So we do 3, 3, which is 6, and then plus 2, 8. So this is the Wilson Clash V1. It does say it on the racket as well. So they obviously knew they were going to carry on with this line. They're already on the V2s, which is the predominantly red one. Do I have one somewhere? I do, but it's hiding behind a bunch of rackets. Just type into Google Wilson Clash V2. Well, there you have it, guys. There is another mains racket done. Now 7.5 lengths of the full racket in itself. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. I'm catching up quite nicely with the rackets that have come in over the last few days, which we've been bombarded pretty much, which is great, but it does create some stress, unfortunately. Everybody wants the racket quick, now. Can you? Yes, I can. If you want to be first, that's fine, but you might have to use our express service. And then if you're not urgent, everyone's quite quick to say my racket first. But then when you tell them like, yeah, I can string your racket first. I've got 20 people waiting. If you want your racket done first, that's fine, but it will cost you £8 extra. And I'll have it ready for you the next day. You want it same day? Come along to one of our workshops. It'll be ready in 20 minutes, 25 minutes for £10 extra. So I treat the same day on the spot service almost as the express next day. Well, our express service is actually 24 to 48 working hours. I had to change that once upon a time because people were dropping off super late and then expected it. They weren't counting that day. So it's 24 to 48 working hours. That way people can't say, oh, I dropped it off on this day. I dropped it off on Monday evening. Why is it not ready Wednesday morning? Well, that's not 48 hours. We try our hardest. This is the problem though. This is why I had to kind of change the way we operated our express services, because people just, you know, I get it. And then, you know, they'll sometimes be like, well, I don't want to pay extra. They'll call around and find somebody that's not so busy. And if they're not so busy, well, it could genuinely just be because they're not busy. But in a city of 10 million people, everybody seems to be always quite busy. But if you catch, I guess if you catch another stringer at the right time, then I guess that could work out for both sides. But I find that a lot of people don't value stringers. We work our ass off, and it's just, you know, just whatever. You know, what people don't realize, if it wasn't for stringers, you'd have no strings in your racket. Okay, you would probably learn how to do it. Yeah, of course, I get it. But you know, at the same time, you got to have some respect for us. You know, I get it. Every job is very repetitive, but you know, look at the position I'm in every day, standing up here for hours and hours and hours. I'm not complaining, guys. I'm not complaining. All I'm saying is to some of you out there that, you know, my racket, I want my racket done now. Think about the guy or the team that's stringing, and they're standing in the same spot every day in a small 1 square meter, maybe less, working their asses off and trying to get as many rackets done as possible to be as useful to our clients and provide a great service. But at the same time, if, you know, demand is high, you just got to understand it, that your racket's not a priority, and if you do want it to be a priority, you got to pay for it. You know, so if you are thinking about opening a stringing company or a shop or whatever it is, you know, just got off the phone with somebody. I told them how busy I am. It's like, why don't you open a shop? Very simple. I want to have flexibility to walk away and leave things to the team, and then I don't have to worry about full-time employees and all these overheads and £100,000 just to start a shop, and you have to buy minimum. People don't realize that you have to buy, you know, 20, 30, 40K or 1,000 worth of stock of Babolat, Wilson, Yonex. They won't give you. They're incredibly anal. It's probably the word. They won't give contracts out just like that. You know, if you have a very small shop, you qualify for one contract. So it actually almost works. From the last time I looked at Babolat, for example, depending on the square feet or square meters you had, they offer you one thing or another. You can't get all their rackets. You can't access their whole stock. And of course at a higher price on top of it. So it's a tricky one. It's really not an easy industry to be in anymore. I mean, in London, tennis shops is Wigmore Sports, even if it is a bit of a publicity for them. Wigmore Sports, you can get rackets there. I mean, they're the most expensive shop in the UK though. If I'm not mistaken, maybe their base rate on stringing labor is same as ours, £20. But don't quote me on that, I don't know. So yeah, just realized a client had texted me telling me they'd be here shortly to drop off 2 badminton rackets, but it's a bit complicated when I'm doing these videos and people are trying to call me. I don't know if the phone is what's I do have a doorbell. I've got 2 doorbells actually, so they can ring the bell. I'm sure somebody will hear it. It's a full house at the moment. Everybody's home. Wife and kids are downstairs. All due respect to my wife, she is making dinner while I'm doing another tutorial. Yep. There you have it. 5 more minutes and I will join my family for a bit of family time. I've done well today. I don't know if I'm on 8 or 9 rackets. I do have a very long night ahead of me. That way I can catch up fully. Because before I catch up, I have more rackets coming in with 5 different locations, 5 different drop-off points. You can imagine, as soon as you think you're on track, all of a sudden you get 10 more. You're like, oh dear, back again, back to square one. It's good. It's good. I'm not complaining, but it's kind of just a little bit the ins and outs of this industry. Anyway, as you guys can see, stringing one ahead. Maybe for the final of Indian Wells, I'll do some commentary. I am intrigued to see what kind of viewings I would get if I were to just commentate. Maybe string and commentate. So not talk about stringing maybe, unless it's a topic that comes up for whatever the reason. I don't pay for any tennis channels, guys. Which ones do you guys recommend? I know you've got Tennis TV, Tennis Channel. Don't know if there's many more out there. Let me know your thoughts on that. I seem to have a decent ability to commentate quite well on tennis. Maybe I should do a little trial run. I don't know if I'll get in trouble if I'm kind of not streaming, but if I'm paying for a channel, a tennis channel, let's say, I should be able to kind of film the channel in the, over my shoulder, let's say, or I don't know how to explain it the best way possible. The only issue with that is that it could be very time consuming. A match could take 2 hours, and if I'm not stringing, I'll fall massively behind. I can give work to the guys, that's not a problem. But then if I give work to the guys, it just, this is the thing with stringing as well. If you're not the one hands-on, as a business owner, you just, you're giving away lots of profit. Not giving away, the guys obviously work hard for the money, but at the same time, you've got a lot of overheads and stuff, so it doesn't work out if I'm not stringing. especially with the amount of holidays I take. I take maybe something between 2 and 3 months of holiday a year. So I don't really make money when the guys are running the business. I'm coordinating everything and lots of headaches involved, but ultimately I'm not really making much money. I'm just keeping a good face with clients, people, you know, not going elsewhere, and all that kind of fun stuff. But you know, there you go, guys. I upped my tension on my last string. I do apologize for rambling on. Maybe I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Let me know your thoughts as well. If you want me to shut up and just talk about stringing, let me know. But there's the other ideas that occur to me when I'm stringing pop into my head, which I like to talk about. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. But there you have it, guys. Wilson Clash 100 Tour V1. Straighten up your strings, and actually I've almost got nothing to straighten up here, which is great. Always a good indication. Just playing around with the strings, really. Yeah, all right, well, there you have it. It's pretty tight to me for 55. I'm going to offer the grip service, another little thing that you can offer your clients. This grip hasn't been changed in possibly a year or more. Last time we did it for the client as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully there was some useful stuff there. And until the next racket, take care, guys. Happy stringing. Bye-bye.